Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and also welcome back to our Animal Crossing Let's Play. Or if you haven't been here before, this is my island Kalon, which is supposed to be a romantic coastal retreat. So we're working with a whole bunch of white and blue for the coastal vibes, and then you can find, as you can see, a lot of flowers and also quite a lot of pink for the romantic vibes. So in the previous episode, I was kind of talking about a bit of a burnout, like Animal Crossing burnout that I've been going through recently. And today I have to be honest, I was procrastinating recording this episode for like a while actually. And then some Bridger news came out. Long story short, I got very distracted and successfully procrastinated recording for, I would say, about like 3 hours now. And it is quite late for me at this point, but I kind of wanted to still hop on and still kind of do something. And I was thinking about what to do, what to work on. And due to my burnout, I decided I'm not going to have too much of a goal today. Instead, we're just going to go and tackle whatever we see. And I think, as weird as it sounds, the first thing I want to do is donate some fossils, because I'm pretty sure that I have gathered a couple more ever since we kind of worked on the museum last. And so maybe that would be a good thing to start with. Just a couple of like random errands all around the island. I'm thinking like maybe we could even plant a couple of trees around, like, I just ran past it, I think. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna empty my pockets a bit first. I have this area like by like an outside movie theater that's gonna be turned into like somewhat of a campsite, or like a cozy picnic campsite, I guess. And I'm thinking maybe we can plant a couple of trees around that part, maybe just place a little bit of fencing, just like a couple of random prep things that will still make me play, but also won't make me overwhelmed. There we go. See, because I got quite a few fossils actually. So I'm going to go ahead and grab as many as I can. I'm going to see if there's any here that I still haven't donated, because, you know, I initially did want to complete the museum on this island. Now I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm going to do that fully, just because there's a couple of like bugs and fish that are kind of annoying to get, or like hard to get. And especially when it comes to the the bugs. As you can see, we have done a lot. We only are missing 3 bugs, and those are kind of hard to find. Fish and I think sea creatures, we could do another session at some point. And then, you know, fossils I've been trying to kind of find along the way, but there's definitely still a few missing here as well. So I track my progress, I'm pretty sure at least, with my ACNH.guide app. And in case you don't know, it's a very awesome app that kind of has the entire like catalog from New Horizons, I would say. So any furniture, any outfits, any fossils, fish, any critters, basically, with where and how you can catch them and stuff, is basically locked there, and you can use it as your own little like diary of sorts. Okay, so there was nothing new with these. All right, good to know. And I'm pretty sure that my progress that I've tracked there is my Kalon progress. Oh, and it does seem as though we are literally only missing 3 fossils. Okay, so yeah, chances are not high. I guess I'll just probably go and like donate these. So yeah, okay, that's quite a long path, but you know what? Let's do it. Let's go to my Nook's Cranny and just sell these. I think I'll just put them in the drop-off box. Lately on this island, I think I've been using that more and more. I did keep it accessible for that reason exactly, so I think I'm just gonna go and drop them in here. I remember at first when I played, I never used this because it was like, it didn't seem the greatest, because you get like a little bit less money through it. I'm not entirely sure how much less, like if it's 10% or what. But I was always like, no, max amount of money, please. And I would even, like, I would do these bug catching sessions, basically, and just catch a whole bunch of different bugs and also fish and everything. And then I would, like, if it was too late and I couldn't sell them anymore, I would, like, just stack them, like, in front of my shop. I'm sure we all did the same thing right at the start, right? Like right when the game first came out, we all still needed that cash. Yeah, that was what I did. And so I never used a drop-off box. I was always like, why would people use this? It's so, it doesn't make any sense, because you don't get enough profit from it. But now I'm like, you know what? Let me just get rid of the stuff as quickly as I can, so I can just continue working on this island, and I don't have to like take a break to go inside, go through like the loading screens. It just all took like way too long, you know? Okay, so there's 3 more here. I've got a couple of extra music tracks, but I'm pretty sure I did actually have all the music tracks put in. Those were probably just the ones I had double. Okay, so yeah, chances again are not very high, but let's see. I will say, you know, especially the fossils, I think probably anything is always so much more fun at the start when like anything that you bring is gonna be a hit and is gonna be something new that you can add to the museum. Because at this point, you know, if I were actually getting these every day and like digging them up and you just don't get any results, yeah, that's just, it's kind of sad. All right, so nothing new. Like I said, we are only missing 3, so to be fair, you know, not wild that there wasn't anything new, but still kind of sad, I would say. Okay. And once again, I would say let's do another trip to the Nook's Cranny real quick. And then maybe we can also do a couple of pathing pieces just in front of the museum. I'm gonna have to think, because I feel like I need to kind of mentally prepare for a few of the bigger areas. Because of like the burnout going on right now, I kind of have like a hard time getting into the mindset of Animal Crossing, but I'm pretty sure I'll get there again, because usually like I always did. So we'll just have to be maybe a little bit patient and just work around those areas a little bit here and there, and then kind of tackle them when inspiration strikes. Because so one of the big ones I still want to work on is obviously this overview here, which, oh my god, there's so many Lily of the Valleys at this point. Okay, also I do see a couple more fossils. I don't think I'll donate them or like check them right now, but maybe I'll just start collecting them again. But yeah, so this entire overview, I did want to add in a little bit of waterscaping, maybe if I can, like right here, just kind of some rivers if possible. I don't know if like that would make it too hard for me to really decorate around it, but I do think like some waterscaping would be nice here. And this entire part I did want to do as a, I was going to say speed build. No, that's not the word. Long play. So I would sit down and I would just decorate it, and then however long it takes, you know, and that'll be the length of the video. So it might be like 4 hours long. Sorry. It might be like a 4-hour long video or something. But yeah, so that's kind of what I still want to do this one. We do have 2 houses in the front left. So in case you're new, you know, you probably have seen a bunch of the island now, but like, so the bottom left corner, like it's quite a big corner, this entire part is pretty much not done, and that's where Dottie and Hornsby live. And then that little patch of dirt, that little square of dirt there, that's supposed to be a like brand new move-in plot, but like not with an actual house move, just kind of we're gonna pretend it's a new plot. So those are still gonna be things that I need to work on. And the museum, you know, and the museum I wanted to do, I don't know, I'm thinking sort of like an elegant core, although not really super elegant. I'm just, for me, like elegant core just kind of means I will use statues, because a lot of times I don't really. Also, I don't really think there will be anything here. This will probably just be another statue or something. This will be quite like a traditional museum build, I think. And we'll maybe tackle this in one of the upcoming episodes. I think that I somewhat struggle with this part because I don't know what part here would belong to the like overview and what part would actually be considered like the museum, if that makes sense. So I am gonna have to kind of fence it off, and then I'm thinking maybe I need to do the museum stuff before I do the long play. So that, you know, once I do that, then everything will just kind of be done and like taken care of, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. Right. I might have to adjust this here because I'm not sure. I think I want to curve it somewhat directly towards it, but then maybe also we could do another slight curve like inwards and like plant or put another statue there. I think this also sort of depends on the viewing platform, because I do believe that you will see parts of this as well. Okay, or maybe sort of like this here. And then that would be, hold on, I'm standing too diagonally. Sometimes then the phone placement like doesn't work at all. Okay, so this would be like a centerpiece, and then maybe let's try this one as a side piece. Maybe that as a centerpiece as well. And then the question is, do I do, because I was gonna do actually this like circular, like, oh god, like placing some shrubs around it, and then also like a statue. I don't even know how you do a circular design, to be fair. And I don't know if we have room here. I think actually we might not have room. Or, you know, the path will have to curve more towards the left here. Yeah, because like I think this here can't really work. Okay, if I now close this off, how would that look? If there's like two patches of like brick or stone pathing. It's not really a brick, is it? It's more like just stone. Okay, this be a corner piece, and then I'm thinking maybe that'll be another corner piece. So this will be middle corner, and then here's like two side pieces or something, because it's not bad, you know. And then maybe we can even use a leaf pile in the center here, and it just is gonna look like a continuous path, but it's not gonna be super awkward with this part being very straight for very long. Yeah, but then we'll also have to add on some pathing that leads over here, you know, and I think that's where kind of the difficulty comes in. And sort of this like, you know what? One item I thought maybe I could see here was like a fountain. Maybe I'll quickly try that, because I do think we're going to be running into some spacing issues here. And then maybe we'll move on to like a statue or something instead, because I think the fountain is kind of like, yeah, not like this. The fountain is kind of like a 3x3. And I think that's too much. I don't think I can quite work with that. Maybe we can do a shell fountain instead. That's a 1.5 item. And then, you know, it'll just be like a 2x2 thing in the center. I don't seem to have another fountain, I guess. I do not seem to have another fountain, which is kind of annoying. I just wanted to kind of place it down. I'll write it down. I think that today actually the treasure islands are down from what I've heard, because there was like a Switch update or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'll write it down. I'll get another one. That's not an issue. But I wanted to just try it. Okay, the square bathtub, however, might actually have the same size. Because like how... Yeah. Actually, that might just be like a 2x2, which the fountain is even bigger. Imagine I just put this here. Like, unironically, I just put this like square bathtub. That'd be great, right? That'd be so confusing too. Okay, so just to be sure. So this could be something planted. This could be like a shrub or something. I kind of see like shrubs around it, you know? And yeah... We gotta still kind of put some things around the museum part so the building doesn't look as weirdly out of place. And that's like where the struggles are gonna come in, because if... I'm not sure now how big it is. Do I have a fountain. Hold on, I have a fountain. I have a shell fountain here. I have a fountain by my shopping district, I think. I'll return it. I'll return it to its rightful place. Yeah, there we go. See, this is kind of what I thought. That is a... Oh, look at it being so empty now. That is a 3x3. Pretty sure. That's going to be very hard to work with in that space. I think if you want to have like a big museum built like that, it almost feels like you need to kind of plan the space you need first before you really like, yeah, put down the museum and stuff. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. Hold on, I gotta go get my storage shed here just so I get a little bit more of a sense of the space. I mean, it's not bad. It could sort of work. I just don't exactly know. Oh, is that how you do the circle? Okay, maybe I'm like actually just working on this now. Oh. I guess maybe is that sort of it. Okay, and then I don't know, could there be a tree here somewhere? Or how do we fence this off? Because like that can't be an item, can it? Definitely not this. Okay, let me try the workbench, because you can't pull it in. But then I don't think the fountain can go any further to the front. that kind of would be the spacing, right? See, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Not sure I love it. Don't think this could be a tree. And even if it could, I don't really think that solves our issue, to be fair. Oh, you know what? I guess like that could also be the shrubs, and then that'll be an item instead or something. Yeah, that would allow a couple more shrubs. Is that how people do circular things? Because I don't think I've ever made anything like this. Yeah. And then, I mean, we do have some clouds, and I was just thinking, I like to place vertical board fencing along the back of the island. You can kind of see that here, because I always think it creates sort of a nice, like, backdrop. If I were to do that here, I could kind of do it like so. At least like that. And then it wouldn't be completely cut off. And then there might be more stuff back here, you know? I mean, the first tree that we could have planted would have been, I guess, like behind the museum anyways, like here, I think. I think that could be a tree. But then there couldn't have been anything right there. But we could put a tree there, for example, and then have some wheat fields around it. That could work, sort of. Yeah, we might kind of attempt this. You know what? I will take a little picture of this because I do have to return the fountain because I cannot have this giant like hole where my shopping district is. I don't like that. Okay, potentially, you know what, we could also even plant a tree here because, you know, it helps to fill the space. Maybe it'll even peek out at the front, although I don't know. And then maybe we'll just use the rest of the vertical board fence and kind of continue this. We'd even have to go a little bit closer to the museum, it seems. I guess maybe even like this, huh? Okay, maybe like that, and then let's go to the other side and see how that connects. What does that look like if I have a fence here? Interesting. Creates a little corner. Not that it matters much because this is just behind the museum, but you know, the good thing is it kind of fills a couple of tiles that we then don't have to worry about anymore, and I do really like that. I do really like that. See, and then here we could maybe have another tree right at the edge. Same thing for maybe there. And then that might make it like a sort of decent transition. And ooh, it kind of immediately looks a bit more, I don't know, that fence just kind of helps make it a bit more like coastal and rustic looking, I guess. I guess we also definitely would have a tree here. And then maybe some would hope that some statues here could help the situation. Right, so if that's the case, then I guess that also means we're gonna have to bring the path here. Like, it'll just have to curve pretty early on to the side. So maybe I'll just try and do that now. I'm not sure what my plan was. If maybe I wanted to have this pathing here, or if I wanted to morph to the stone. I think now I'm going to decide to morph into the stone. Past Malene might have said something different. And yeah, had already planned maybe to do the dirt path here and then just have the stone kind of leading towards the museum. No, I think it's okay. I'm not sure I love this part here. That seems like it seems a bit weird. But I don't think I can plant anything that close to the museum. So if I don't use codes, aka pathing, in front of the doorstep, then I don't know what else I'd be using. So I don't think I'll change it. To be fair, I don't think I'll change it. Oh wait, I wanted to go into my codes again. Gonna work on this a bit more. Okay, let's make this a corner and then a straight piece. And then we will go and circle around this almost, right? Like we're gonna probably go up like this. Oops, see, I'm standing on slightly the wrong spot. There we go. Okay, and then maybe we can do the corner piece here. And then that would be a centerpiece. And then I think maybe that could be a centerpiece as well, or it might be like a side piece. Yeah, and then let's try to kind of do it like this. Although I think it, yeah, maybe the horizontal piece there also isn't that cute. But let's try. Okay, corner piece. Yeah. See, just what I said. We're gonna make this a side piece as well. And then bring the corner piece a little bit further down. So I don't know. These don't seem too repetitive, because otherwise it would have been 3 of the same in a row, I think. And this way, like one of them, yeah, it kind of goes corner piece, and then one straight and corner piece. And then maybe here we can even do just immediately sideways like this, and then bring a little bit more path here. So this would be the corner. And then probably a straight piece as well, although that might be repetitive. No, I think that's fine. Yeah, and then here is corner and straight, which means this just connects in a whole big intersection almost. But I think it's fine. I think that is fine. Okay, so 2 centerpieces. And that would sort of connect this pathing. Yeah, alrighty. I will... maybe, in case this happens, wow, what a long sentence. In case this actually does come to fruition, I do think we're going to probably put this pathing here underneath. So I will just kind of mark it off with this already so that I know exactly where to place my fountain in the future. And that'll be a little bit easier. I think we could even order this fountain from our, what is it called? The Nook Stop thingy, like the ABD. I do think that that is like a Nook Mile achievement, or not achievement, sorry, item, and we had over like 100,000, which definitely also comes from like a couple of the Treasure Island visits, because I do think you get like a certain amount of miles every time you go to like a different island. So yeah, you do rack up the miles pretty easily. But let's check on that fountain. Ooh, and Tom Nook and Isabel are kind of working out a little bit. Love to see it. It is important, you know, I don't do this enough. Oftentimes I'll sit at my desk for hours and I will just not even stretch. I'm terrible at remembering to stretch. I'm terrible at remembering to hydrate. So, you know, if you're watching this right now, actually, I'm also quite in shrimp mode. In case you're watching this right now and you are in shrimp mode, then this is your sign to stretch. Maybe take a sip of water. Maybe have a snack. If it's been a while since you've had a snack, maybe this is your sign as well, you know? It's very easy to forget about stuff like that. Okay, so there was the park fountain. I do think I like the round one for this though. Is it not? Oh, wait, is it a DIY? Hold on, wait. Park fountain, yes. But I want the round one. Is that a DIY? Am I mixing things up? Is that just a DIY you could purchase from here? Oh, it might be, huh? Okay, wait, let's check that. In case you've been yelling at me already, because you knew that. I apologize. I think it might be. Now I kind of see it in front of my... Yeah, there we go. What do we need? I need a drinking fountain for it. Should we just craft it now? I think we should just craft it now. So I need a drinking fountain, and then I can make this one, which needs stone and iron. I am pretty sure I should have that. It has been a while since I really like grinded for materials, to be fair. Although I did start an island not too long ago where I'm going to be trying to recreate my very first island. And I think on that one, up until like the 3 stars, I didn't use any treasure islands for like materials and stuff. So I kind of worked for all those myself, and that was quite nice. Surprise, surprise. Sometimes when you play the game the way it is intended, that can actually be sort of fun. But you know, on the other side, it can also get a little bit boring if you just have to do it again and again. I think, you know, the big factor for people kind of time traveling and using treasure islands is that Animal Crossing really is very slow. And not only is it very slow, but if you're really focused on the decorating aspect, then you'll maybe sometimes restart an island, right? After you've like uploaded a DA, you might restart because you want to have a different aesthetic and you want to have a different DA so that you can keep everything towards the end. And then it's just tedious to always have to grind again and again to get those 3 stars, to get those villagers, to get Nook miles. Like it's just not that fun. It's fun the first time, it's fun the second time, and maybe at some point in between to rejuvenate the love for the game, you know, be a little bit nostalgic and stuff. But it's just not fun if you have to do it all the time. Same thing, or like even more so for the DLC. So I have more than one Switch so that I can have more than one island for like content purposes, because it's quite fun to have like different aesthetics at the same time. I'll just remove these for now, by the way. I do think that some of these will come back because I quite like them in the overview, but like they're also kind of stressing me out. I'll just kind of remove them for now, I think, and gather them on my beach. But yeah, so I have different switches for different aesthetics, for different islands and different content and all that stuff. And on each one, I have the DLC because it does give you quite a few more options regarding like, you know, the house customizations, especially obviously, and then making the villager houses like fit your island. It's really fun. I do like the things that it adds to the game, but like having to play it again and again when you restart an island and always having to get to 30 decorated houses in the DLC, it's just not it. I really dislike it at this point. The only thing I can, or the only way I can play it is if I just speed run it, which means I'll just go through and open the boxes for each of the villagers for their prompts, and I won't even really look at it. Like I won't give them what they want. I won't decorate it the way that they want. And I'm sorry for that, but I just cannot be bothered anymore. I did it the first time around, and then I did for this Let's Play, for example, I did do like inspo sections. I do think these are all, or mostly, I think these are tree spots. Pretty sure this one isn't. Yeah, there we go. For this one, I did inspo like little cubicle builds, kind of also inspired by List Alas. And I just kind of gave them like a very limited kind of display of items that fit the prompt that they have. But like apart from that, I just cannot do it anymore. I just cannot do it anymore. I do, like I said, I like the DLC for like the options it gives you on your own island. And I will say I do really like the DLC for sometimes trying out certain things. Like I've done this a couple of times where I've kind of tried like a new island theme that I had in mind, and it was like, maybe I'll see if I can actually make it work, and also try around with a couple of the different times of day, etc., etc. And that's been really nice. Like for something like that, I really like it. Or sometimes also for checking certain item constellations, or even maybe item customizations. Like something like that can be very nice, but like apart from that, it's just very tedious. And then the thing I think I even hate more than that, you know what, I think I'm gonna have to start this here already. Okay, wait, how do I do this? Can I place this from here? I cannot. Maybe just like this. No one will see, right, that one piece of fence is the wrong way around. I will know though. I don't think I can fix it, can I? Huh. Yeah, but the thing that even annoys me more than the prompts, I think, is the fact that you always have to do the facilities every time. And I, like the first time, you know, the first time was fine. I have an idea. The first time was fine. Like the first time they wanted you to build like a school and a hospital and stuff, I was like, oh, that's kind of fun. I mean, the hospital wasn't fun the first time. I will say that. The hospital is not my favorite DLC prompt. But like the school I really enjoyed. I did enjoy like the restaurant. I love the cafe because I don't know, building a cafe was just very, very up my alley, I think. Okay, do I start it? So where do I start the fence? Do I already just kind of start it here and have them overlap there? Because why not? Or is that too much? Let me see that from the front. Because you don't really see it. And then that way we just have it You just have it filled, right? That's good. It's always good in my books. Yeah, so wait, I was gonna say, wait, I can definitely remove one more. Yeah, let's kind of do it like this. Yeah, so the first time, you know, I did enjoy building a cafe because it was like, oh, nice. Like, I've got ideas and stuff. And I did enjoy building a restaurant and everything. But at some point, I'm just like, okay, I did everything that I wanted. I do not want to do this again. I have no inspo for this. Please leave me alone. Also for the museum, I mean, sorry, not museum, for the hospital. Like, who has like different ideas for the hospital? No one, right? I mean, that's not how they're intended, or like how it's intended to be played. I'm well aware of that. But yeah, I don't know. Okay, so this is kind of the campground situation that I had in mind. I was just kind of thinking that close to this like outside movie theater here, where people can kind of relax and just watch a movie, or I don't know, a talk show or whatever is happening right now. And then very close by, there'd also be this somewhat nostalgic, romantic picnic setup. That's kind of what we have going on here. And so I kind of already put around a couple of the tents. I'm thinking that the pink one should be like in the center though. I've like placed all these so weirdly off center that I'm wondering whether I did that intentionally or whether I just plopped them down and was like, oh, somewhere around here could be a tent, but I don't actually know where. And then in that way, you know, we could still go in and maybe change some stuff around. I almost want to give them like the brick stones, the little tiles underneath, but like how comfy would that be? Not at all, right? That would not be comfortable at all. Yeah, we do need something underneath. I don't want to use the dirt path because we've already used it here. Stones seem not the most comfortable. Maybe, oh my god, Tebow with his glasses. See, that was what made me fall in love with him. I think T-Bone is heckin' cute. I think he's very underrated. I had him on my winter island. I think I fell in love with him. And then I saw him with the glasses and I was like, oh god, I love you. You are adorable. Yeah, he's such a gentle soul, I think. Anyways, anyone else come up with these wild storylines and character arcs? Wow, helicopter outside my window. But anyway, anyone else have these like character arcs or, you know, personality traits for their villagers, or is that just me? Okay, so here I did actually have the tiles. Oh, we also need to return to our beach at some point, by the way. Kind of started here, but then still missing some details and some flowers, etc. We might do like a beach episode at some point. I think maybe that was the plan already. Kind of like a big, once they all have like the rough stuff on it, maybe we'll go back and do a couple of beach fillers. I feel like that sounds familiar. I think I maybe said that before. But sometimes it's such a long time like in between recording. Same here. I think this could even if this has flowers, I think this could even move, like use a little bit more. But sometimes there's like so much time in between recording that I'll forget what I said in the past. So I apologize if I did say this before and it's not news. It's not news for anyone. Okay, so am I smarter than I was previously? Not really necessarily. The thing is kind of, if I use the tiles, I think I'm gonna be like, I do have the tiles here too, but I think I'm gonna be like I'm gonna be freer in the design. I could also use like sand, but that's also not very comfy. Because like I could also try to use like blankets, you know? But the tents are only a 2x2 item. And even if I place them on sort of like a half tile here and there, I think there's not enough room for blankets. Because like, you know, for them to look good, it basically needs to be 4 tiles. Because you need to have like 2 tiles, blanket, and then tassels on the left and right. I could also do like in-game pathing patches and then layer the blankets on top. But I don't think it works for everything. Because you do need a see-through pixel. And not everything has that, I think. Just because like if you use the in-game path, what it does is it gives kind of, it gives like a softer edge, you know? And then maybe it looks a little bit more like a blanket than just putting the squares on the floor. Okay, let me see. Because like these two for sure have see-through pixels. So something like this could work. But then we also have a lot of pattern mix. Oh, and these also work. Okay. These also work. That's quite nice too. Okay. I don't know what I want. Especially with the blue striped one. I feel like this is gonna be hard. I think this is, yeah, this isn't a see-through. This doesn't have a see-through either. Okay, good to know. I remember this was such a struggle with my first island because I did like this circle pathing. So I would use in-game pathing, kind of like I did here, but I would round all the corners, which made it into like a little circle. And then I would put the design codes like on top of it. Okay, that one also has see-through pixel. And it only snaps onto the path when it does have at least one of those like see-through pixels, like I said. And I would find all these beautiful designs that I wanted to use, but I couldn't because none of them had said pixel. I remember I even messaged a creator back in the day, Zoo ACNH on Instagram, because they did this amazing like green fabric collection, and I was like, I need this. And I was like, I need this for my island. And so I literally messaged them and was like, could you do me like literally the biggest favor in the world? Would it be possible if you uploaded these with a see-through pixel? And they actually did. And I'm still so grateful because they actually shaped my island so much. Like just them uploading those designs with the see-through pixel changed the way my island looked. And they have gone and like deleted a whole bunch of their designs over the time because they're one of those like people who are too creative and too talented, and they make so many beautiful custom designs that they actually have to go back and delete a couple to make room for like new ones. Yeah, and I don't know if they're still available today, the green ones. That was amazing. I'm really so grateful still. Okay, so kids tent. See, because like we could do this. Like I want to even bring it further to the front, but then also I don't know. The corners are so weird because like right there, it sort of upsets me how the tent is like wider than the in-game pathing would be. You know? Oh my god, look at look at the wind turbine movie. Or like news report. That's kind of cool though. That's actually that would be a good picture to take from like actually here too. You know what? This year I wanted to have a tree, and judging from the one surrounding, I think this should probably just be like a bamboo, like a second stage bamboo. There's quite a lot of green and pink already in that frame, so I feel like it shouldn't be too much. And of course, that's the one thing I do not carry with me is bamboo shoots. Of course. I should have known. And there we go, bamboo shoots. Yeah, so I'm sort of tempted to just go for tiles or sand. But then I don't know. Would you wanna do like a picnic where there's sand underneath your tent? Kind of doubt it, to be fair. Kind of doubt it. That would not be my favorite. I remember when I went camping as a kid with my parents, if you got sand in your tent, that was like one of the worst things that you could do. So I guess I'd rather have tiles underneath it. I would rather have tiles underneath it. But yeah, I mean, feel free to kind of let me know what you think about those blankets. They're not bad, but I just think maybe blankets require a little bit too much room, and unfortunately we don't really have any. It would be nice if I had like a grass coat or something, you know, like a flower or like grass coat, like a path. I could just do this like soft like grass patch or something, but I don't, unfortunately, and I don't have room either. So I gotta see and like try and work with what I have. We could also mix. We could also do, you know, this one, for example, could be a tile situation. Yeah, it doesn't look as cozy. And then back here, this could be a blanket. This could also be a big blanket too. Is this also on like a half tile? No, it's not. Okay. Yeah, because maybe this could be like a layered blanket. Let me grab my tassels so I have a better understanding of the framing. This might be a tree instead. But so this might be tassels, and then maybe this might be tassels. Okay. And then I kind of want to try that like white flower coat here. And maybe just for both of them too. Okay, so like that would all be blanket, 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 which wouldn't give us a lot of room for trees, flowers, and the likes. But maybe it's gonna be fine if it just looks very cozy, you know? You're gonna forgive the fact that there's not a lot of trees, maybe. You'll be like, oh, but it's so cozy. You know? Okay, and then there's some more tassels here too. They're placed like in the center of the blankets. Is that weird? Or maybe like this? I don't know if I like this part here. I did have like, whenever I did layering, I did have both of the blankets horizontally, right? I didn't just have, I mean, I don't have tassels that go the other way, so it's really no matter. Oh yeah, I did. But I guess it was overlapping a bunch more. What, T-Bone? T-Bone is glitching, okay. Fair point. Good for him? No, actually not so good for him, but I'm sure he'll be fine. Right, we'll just kind of leave it like this for now. I'll kind of think on it. I feel like I kind of have to maybe run past this a few times. And then also, you know, if there's gonna be like a tree here, we're gonna have to remove these tassels anyways, which will make it all a bit more complicated. I'm not sure I love the tiles. I think I may prefer the soft edge sort of blanket that I tried first, you know, with the in-game pathing, at least in comparison to the tiles. They're fine for me at the start of the island where I kind of ran earlier to check, but here I just think they're not super ideal. Okay, trusted little shell code maybe. Sorry, shell partition. And then obviously this can hold a few more like more romantic things as well, or kind of like, you know, picnicky things. I was just thinking of, you know, putting more cupcakes and cookies, of course. Maybe the pink Moroccan footrest as well. And then very, I always do this every time. And then my character turns the wrong way and I can't actually place it down anymore. It's so great. Maybe we just need to move this further to the front so it doesn't block quite as much. And then maybe sort of like that. We can have something else kind of here. And then potentially, you know, this might be a tree, which makes that entire part a little bit awkward. I also do not have regular hardwood means I need a pear, I think, right? Yeah, because the other ones are going to be pink, so pear tree it is. And then maybe we'll have to readjust it again, because like I want to probably hide that gap there. So it would make sense for these to probably just be kind of like here. And then maybe something else in front. I don't have anything. I have a square bathtub. That is exactly what I'm looking for, of course. Okay, but yeah, you know, you're probably getting the idea, sort of. Cupcakes could also be there, and then something else in front of halfway in front of the tree to kind of block the fact that the tassels are missing. Which in this case would maybe also be, you know, more cushions, more snacks, more something. Maybe some bread, snack bread. That kind of is a cool thing to have when you're doing a picnic, is to have bread. Not gonna lie, kind of awesome. It would have a custom design probably, right? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. These are just a couple of ideas. I'm not really sure about these tiles here. I'm not really sure about any of this. But then once again, I think also the patterns could be sort of hard to work with, unless of course we decide to go for maybe like a checkered print. And then we just do the white kids tents and we just go a little bit more like simple with it. And decide to have like the pattern with the blankets if maybe this is too much. Alrighty, but you know what? I think I'll leave it at this point. Like I said, it's a bit of a random episode because we ran a couple of errands and we did some pathing. We even did some like museum planning, I guess. Just, you know, things all over, but I guess a little bit of progress has been made, so that's nice. And I still did have fun. I played a little bit, you know, which was like my main goal was to just pick my Switch up and play. So there's that. And I will just kind of stand here in front of the museum and say thank you so much everyone for watching. Do make sure that you are subscribed so that you don't miss the future progress, hopefully. And also make sure that you give this video a like for the algorithm. That would really help the channel. And then thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you have an amazing time until I see you in my next video. Bye everyone.